I'm excited to say that for once I'm not scrambling at the last moment to get a quilt done. Find out more about that later in the episode. G'day, my name is Sean and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome guests whether new or returning, but we've got a lot to get through, so let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. I got quite a bit done. I worked on the State Fair quilt among other projects, but I wanted to show you first the borders for the Wizard of Oz. I think these turned out really great. There's a total of 4 of them. There's 2 of each one, and this one turned out really nice. I think you may have seen this one before with the red hearts and the emeralds as the house and the rainbow and all that good stuff. It repeats, it goes back to the very beginning. And then this one here with the pink as well. And I asked people last week which one they liked more, and some of you wanted to see both of them together first to make a decision, which is totally cool. I'm not sure. Which one do I like best? We'll put them side by side. Let me know which one you like better. I'd love to hear. I think I like the red. I think I like the red just a little bit more, but it's a very close race. The other thing I've been working on that's been neglected for way too long is my produce section by Elizabeth Hartman. I was hoping to get a block done, but I got just a little shy of that. I did get some of the fabric cut out. I pulled out some of my ombre fabric, and also I've made this for the raspberry, along with some of the green as well for the stem. And this will be the background color as it has been for some of the others. So we'll get that finished hopefully next week to show you as well. So that's what I have for my works in progress. I have a lot more to show you later on in the episode, but before we do that, let's move on to our week in review. And if you're new, this is a series of videos I take during the week, mostly of me sewing, but also of any adventures we get up to, so I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody if they had a TV show or movie that they'd like to see a remake or made into a movie or TV show if it hadn't already existed. Loved reading all the responses, some really good ones. And there was a lot of you that said that you didn't like remakes, and for me, for the most part, that's definitely true. But there are a few that I think would make good remakes. Anyway, moving on to this week's question, and this is one I like to ask from time to time, and that is, do you make a quilt with someone in mind before you start, or do you make the quilt first and then figure out a home for it afterwards? I think for me, it's definitely the latter. I prefer to make a quilt that I like the pattern of. Sometimes I have a home for it, sometimes I don't, but I'd rather make the quilt first and figure out a home, because every quilt will find itself a good home at some point. Let me know which way you are in the comments. So what are my goals for this week? Well, I'd love to get the rest of the fabric for this cut out. It's just a background, so it shouldn't take too much longer. And then I also want to finish the borders and actually get the quilt top done for this Wizard of Oz. It's been a very long process, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it's been a wonderful journey. We've got all the borders done. I just need to add the inner borders, this, and the outer borders to the quilt, and that quilt top will be done. So I'm hoping in the next week or two we'll be able to show you the completed quilt. Let me know what your goals are for this week. So now it's time for our news and events, and I had a couple of videos come out. The first one was a tutorial video for how to fold a fat quarter like a pro. I'm not a pro, but anyway. We all have a collection of fat quarters like this, and sometimes they just unfold like this, and it just makes you sad. But you can fold them just like this, where it's nice and even, there's no raw edges, and you can shake it all day long, and it probably won't come apart. doesn't take long to learn. It's really, really easy. And after no time, you'll be able to fold them like a pro. And I think they actually are easier to show what you have in your collection as well when they look like this. Go check out that video. It's a lot of fun. Yesterday, I had my friend Emma Jane from Dream It, Quilt It join me on my live. She was a brand new guest, and I had so much fun hanging out with her and chatting with her. If you missed that live, go check out the replay. It was a lot of fun. I plan to have another live this Saturday morning with another brand new guest. I just want to confirm everything is still on and everything's good before making that final announcement. So make sure you hit that notification bell and that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, so that way when it all comes out, you'll be the first to know. As many of you know, I host an online guild meeting. It's called Quilt and the Gang, and it's online. It's free. If you haven't joined us and you're interested, we would love to have you. We host it on our Discord server, and the next meeting will be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you have trouble getting on the Discord, let me know. I'll get you a new link and try and get you set up, and I would love to see you there. We're very low-key. We do a lot of show and tell. That's the main parts. If you do show up, I'd love it if you bring your show and tell as well, because you get to see what I work on every week, but I always love to see what everybody else is working on as well. So I hope you see there. And I'm super excited now to be able to share with you a completed quilt. The quilting is done, the binding is done, so I'm considering this one done. This is the Snippets quilt that I've been working on for probably the last 5 or 6 weeks, and this will be my entry into the State Fair of Virginia. The entries have to be dropped off this Saturday, so I'm actually proud of myself that I've finished it 6 days ahead of time, and I'm not trying to attach everything, the binding and the sleeve and everything else the night before, which is how it usually is. So I'm doing something right? Anyway, let's take a look at this. I think it turned out really nice. I did fairly basic quilting in my opinion, because it's just all straight line, but I think it just suits this quilt so nicely. And then around the edge, you can hopefully see it, it's more straight lines around the border. I just thought it just all matched up together nicely. I do still need to hand stitch the mitered corners on the edge and finish up the hanging sleeve, but we're 90% of the way there. And then also get my lint roller out and get rid of some of the batting dust and that sort of thing there. I find when I use black fabric, it tends to show more. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know if that's something that happens to you, or it's just something that happens to me over here at the Guy Who Sews. But before I go, I wanted to ask you one more question, and that is, what are you currently working on? I always love hearing what everyone's working on, so let me know in the comments what your current project is. I always love to hear that. So I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you all next time.